It is Saturday. I'm on a Saturday before noon. Anyway, today I am making a bag out of jean. Why? Because that's what I want to do. So I have a whole stack of jeans, but there's not much to those jeans because I'm tiny. So obviously all the jeans are tiny. And then there was a couple of the kids thrown in there, but again, they were from when they were growing up. So again, small pieces. So I took a large pair and I cut out the legs from side leg to side leg, from seam to seam, and then the back side. And there's pockets, right now they're cut out because it was connected to the seam, but I don't want to sew through that thick of fabric. So I'm going to make a bag using these jean scraps, and I'm just going to make the right bag. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But I'm going to make the right bag out of these jean scraps and some yardage, and hopefully it turns out looking cute, like I envision it looking cute, but I'm not sure. So the first thing I need to do before I do anything is see who is all here. So obviously it will trickle in. We got Darlene, Nancy, Gisela, Kim, Crystal. Hello, guys. So as people come in, Scott will probably tell me. I'm going to start by interfacing the jean after I cut it to the size I need. It's roughly Chloe. Hello, Chloe. Yeah. So I need a 10 by 7.5 inch piece. So let's make sure. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Podunk Purdies. There's plenty here. So I'm going to straighten this up and go and cut it 10 inches by, and I hope that pocket one works out. I'm kind of going to alter the bag though, because I don't know how this is going to work and I can't get a slip pocket on the back. I mean, the jean can go on the outside, obviously. So I don't know exactly. Who's here? Claire. Hi, Claire. 1, 2. And that's 7.5. One piece is 7.5. The other one needs to be bigger because that's where the slip pocket's going to go. So this one needs to be bigger. So we're going to put this one at 7.5. And then I need to trim this down to 10 inches. Here. And right here. I'm just getting right to it, by the way. That way I can get it done faster. All right, so there's that. My 7.5 by 10 inch piece. And I can't even tell which, oh, that's the front side of the jean. And then this one I'm going to make a 1/4 inch bigger because this is going to have, no, it doesn't need to be. Yes, it does. No, I don't want this on the slip pocket side. I'll just cut it 7.5 by 10 and just make it work. Hello, hello, Jill. And who else did you say? Shelly. Welcome, welcome. I don't know what can fit in the pocket, but it'll definitely be fun to have a pocket on the front of the bag. All right, now to make it 7.5. Well, I definitely want that pocket in there. So we're going to go with the pocket towards the bottom. About right there.
Hey, Jeannie.
How tall is this? Half right there. So we're going to make it right here. Okay. So I'm going to cut right here. That way the pocket sits literally right at the bottom. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Should turn out though. And 7, put this on the 20 or else I confuse my brain. And a half. Oh yeah, that's going to be plenty of space. All right. So now what I need to do is those pieces are the front and rear. This is going to be my accent color. So what I need to do is cut 1, 2, okay, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10. I need to cut 10. I'm just going to cut a piece out that's okay. This is going to be odd because I'm not doing this like I normally would. I want it to come down and up 2.5 inches higher. So it's going to go behind there and then 2.5 inches taller, plus a seam allowance. So there's 2.5 and a seam allowance. So I need to cut right there. Back side, yep, exactly that. And I don't recommend this cutting towards you bit, but I literally have to because I'm making something up.
Say hi to Riley and Joe.
Hi, Riley. Hi, Joe. Okay, so there's my 2.5 to the top, and then I just need to make a 7.5 by 10 inch for the back side of that. So I'm just going to cut it from right here. I normally don't do this. I do need an iron on, though. You don't need to iron. I need an iron on.
Oh, I can't do any of the ironing?
No, but you could fill it.
Okay, I guess I can do that.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to iron.
25 right here, and I need to go up 7.5 inches. All that straight, all that straight. Right there. Turn. And cut. Again, normally I don't do this, but this is not how I normally make a bag. I'm going to cut the selvage off the bottom of this. And then press those two pieces. And then from this one, I'm going to cut the strap out first. That way I know I have enough. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to start with 4-inch strips, 2 of them. That'll go for my strap. And one more. I'm probably going to be confusing some of you, but we're going to make this work. So there's for my strap, and then...
Does that cut through jean just as easy as cut through other fabric?
What, the rotary cutter?
Yeah.
It could be dulling the blade. I'm not sure. I got to change it anyway, guys, because I was in here cutting fabric last night, and I was struggling. The blade is getting dull, but I like to use my blade until it's super duper dull. So I'm going to cut a 2.5-inch strip now because that's going to be my top
I can change it.
and
I know how to do that.
Bottom piece. So what I'm going to do now is subcut this into 2 10-inch strips, and I need to press all this, but I'll do that in a minute as soon as that iron is fully on.
It is. It just beat that you.
Yeah. So here's 10 inches. I'm going to turn it and cut 10 inches for the selvage. So I cut that off. All right, there's that. And there's some scrap. I'm going to press all these pieces because they are super duper wrinkled. what happens when fabric is folded too long. Has crease marks. All right, so those two are pressed. I'm going to press these guys. Those will be for the back side. All right, and then I need to come 2.5 inches off of this by 10 inches so that I can have the top part of the 2.5, 2.5 right there for the other side of the bag. All right. And straighten this up, put it at 10. Literally, it's off by like ever so slightly, but I try to keep things as equal as possible. So I'm going to sew these pieces all together before I put any interfacing or anything. So that's my back, where the zipper pocket thing is going to go. This is actually going to get hooked to this. So I'm going to do a right sides together and a 1/4 inch seam. All right. And this was actually a little bit oversized. So I'm going to trim it down. That's because I'm not cutting like I normally would. I'm cutting kind of as I go almost to make things equal. All right. So this is going to be the slip pocket part of the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and press this back at the iron and then fold it over onto itself. So where it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to get some interfacing and put it in this section first so that I can top stitch afterwards. So I'm just going to fold it really, really flat. I know you guys can't see the iron today, but
You want me to move the camera?
no, that's good. Because I'm going to be getting up and down too much.
Do you want me to just iron for you?
Oh, no, I got it. Trying to have precise. All right, so here will be the front part of the slip pocket, but I do need to add some interfacing to this because it's also going to get a magnetic snap. And I had some leftover pieces. We're just going to start picking out of my bin. I bought a new bolt, but I don't want to open it if I have all these little pieces I could still use. So I need this to be it's already 10 inches. Let's just go over to 7.5 right here. This one's going to be the full piece. Everything else I make smaller, but this one will be the full piece because this is going in the slip pocket. So I'm going to iron this interfacing onto the bottom side, not the jean side. Oops, I need to cut a 1/4 inch off of it because of the seam. Duh. Okay, so I'll be right back. We're going to go to the iron and put this on very carefully, like making sure that I have the rough side facing down because of the stickies. Fold that over like this.
Hi, Katrina.
Hello, Katrina. Hello, everybody coming in.
How's Sherry doing, Katrina?
Scott wants to know how Sherry's doing. Okay, so I have the interfacing now on the back side of this. And before I do anything else, because I already know how it's going to go, I am going to go ahead and grab from my parts, I'm going to grab a male and female snap, a magnetic snap. part and 2 washers. And this will be the only,
You need me to order you more of those?
no. This will be the only snap part. And I'm going to insert this, and since the bag is already a specific size, it doesn't matter because I can enter it at any time before I do anything, because the other piece will be just lining it up. So I'm just going to center on here.
Hi, Sherry.
This is 10 inches, so my center is 5, obviously. And I'm going to come down about half an inch from my seam line. I have it folded back, so I'm coming about half an inch from my seam. And 5 inches is the center. Made my dot. I'm going to take one of my washers and make here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with my seam ripper. I use my fingernail to hold down on this, like I showed you guys in the video. I'm going to grab the female end, or the male end, and I'm going to put it through here. Just like this, put the washer on, bend it down, and I need to find a little scrap piece of interfacing to put behind this. There's one on the floor. That's just everywhere. So I'm going to put my interfacing back here over my snap. Fold it back over nicely. All right, so now my snap is inserted, and from the inside, you can see there's another piece covering it. So now I'm going to go ahead and top stitch on this pocket piece.
Hey, Judy.
I'm going to just put a top stitch, but I'm going to be aware of my magnetic snap. It's definitely not in the seam allowance, but it's, I'm stitching 1/8 of an inch away. So I'm going to change my stitch length for this top stitch. Okay, so I have a nice top stitch. You guys can't even see that, but you can see it on this side. I chose a thread that matches the jean, which is a blue that matches everything else anyway. All right, so now we're going to do this piece that is, what is this? There we go. This is the 10 way. So it's 10 by however much. I don't even remember. We're going to add these ones on here before I do that, or else I'm going to forget what my size was actually supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put my accent first. Again, we're making the right bag. And my drawer fell out because I left it out. So a 1/4 inch seam on this. I'm going to change my stitch length back down again. And then I'm just going to finger press that back for now. And I'm going to grab one of my blue accents and put that on top.
Nancy asked, will the magnet hurt a computerized sewing machine?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But you can add it before you start putting the bag together too. I kind of like to add my parts in between because the last bag that I made, I forgot. Not during the video, but I made another one for a customer. And I forgot to put the snap in. So right before I put the bag together, I had to reach in and put a snap in. Everything was already mostly hooked together. I'd reach in and put a snap in before I did everything else. So because I forget those steps, you know. So now I try to make sure that I do those steps in between. But like, again, if you were to sew it with the magnet facing up, then you shouldn't have a problem sewing with the magnet at your machine. Because I use a magnetic seam guide as well. And I use it on the Brother, and the Brother is computerized, and I've never had a problem ever.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Gloria.
Who?
Gloria says, love your tutorial.
Gloria, is that what you said?
Gloria.
Yeah. Hello, Gloria. All right, let me
Hi,
press
Mary.
this. All right, and then
Mary was sitting at her machine and wishing for a live, and she says it came true. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so here is that front piece, and I'm going to use this as my like template to make sure for a fact that I got this piece. Yeah, it's a little too tall. I'm going to add this on here, and then, wait, hold on, did I turn it again? I probably did. 10 to 20, nope. I'm going to put this on the top, and then I'll trim off whatever from the bottom. How's that? Just like this.
Sherry's quarantined with Quilts. She only receives updates from nurses telling me they're doing okay.
Oh, wow. All right, so I'm going to press this back. I am going to add interfacing to both these pieces, but after I trim this one down. Because I want this long piece, like I said, this is an alteration on my pattern. We're going to lay this on here. This is the front panel. I'm going to lay them both on top of each other and cut off. So I made it, looks like a little over 1/2 inch too big. I'm just going to trim that off so that everything stays nice. Just like that. This side's just a little too big right here. There we go. That way it's all 100% equal. So
And Judy asked, what kind of machine do you have?
I have the Juki TL 2010Q. All right, let's grab another. How big is this one? Not big enough. All right, I guess it's time to open a new package. And I use Pellon 911FF interfacing. I'm going to move this out of the way because I need to cut, and I don't want to cut any of these pieces. All right, we need 11 by 9.5. 2 11 by 9.5 inch cuts. Because I am putting the interfacing behind the jean as well. So I'm just going to come over 11 inches. Make a cut. Turn this. Throw the paper away. And do a 9.5. 9.5. Right there. And I'm just going to use this, the template, to do the next one. Just like that. And now I'm going to interface both the back of this piece by centering it like this. So you can see I have a 1/4 inch all the way around. And I'm going to do the same on this one. And I have a 1/4 inch all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm pretty quick with this. Once you make one bag, the rest just kind of go together quickly and easily.
So the jean bag's not giving you any more trouble than a normal fabric bag?
Nope.
That's good. Good to know. Katrina's sewing the bottom on a bean bag.
Fun.
Like she's sewing.
All right, so there's that one. And let's do this piece now. Just trying to beware because I do have jean on this one. So this bag, I'm not going to put batting in. This one's going to be floppy. I'm going to leave it floppy. I think that will be fun because it is made with jean. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will because it needs a little bit of oomph. All right. So I now have interfacing with a 1/4 inch all the way around on both of these. I just center that. This piece now with the male end, we're going to lay this on here. And we're going to line it up. I'm going to pull this back. And I'm going to find where my other part of the zipper is going to go. And it's going to be right there. Right there, which is 5 inches in the center. Let's just use this ruler to go over to the 5 to make sure. Yep, that's center right there. I'm wondering if I'll be able to see this dot on the back side. Oh, look at that. I can. All right, so I'm going to turn it around, mark where this is going to go, and I'm going to add my female end on this side.
Chloe is sewing on a quilt for her family member.
Awesome. All right. Poke it through. Place my tab down. Yeah, I think I'm going to add batting because it doesn't really, I mean, it's not too thick, but it's not super thin either. All right, let me add this on here. I'm just going to make a plus sign back here because I don't feel like cutting any small pieces. I'm just covering around the thing with some interfacing over those snap heads. So now my snap is on, just like that. I have coverings on it, and now all I have to do is lay this on here, match them up, and it should be perfectly aligned like that. So you can see if I let it down, you can see. There it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab some scrap batting. I'm just going to go ahead and use some.
I could have handed it to you. You're tripping on the cord. Careful.
I need to cut an 11-inch, 2 11-inch pieces, and I'll trim them down.
Hey, June.
Hello, hello. This is the template to cut the next one, so I don't have to count over to 11. I'm just using scrap cotton batting for these. And now I need to make them about 9 1/4 inches. So about 9 1/4. Batting needs to be just a little bit smaller because of how thick it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my batting sides down on here, and we're going to slightly quilt it, but this piece I'm going to remove my top piece to do that, and then this one I'm going to lay on here. Also going to remove any loose threads that are everywhere. And now I'm going to quilt. Make sure I have this laying on here nicely. Just a couple lines across this, so I'm going to start by going on both sides of the seam right here with a 1/4 inch away. I'm also changing my stitch length, holding everything nice and still. And go ahead and do a second line. So there I stitched just on each side of my seam on this one. And I don't think I'm going to quilt any further in that. I'm going to do the same with this piece. I'm just going to line this up nicely. Hold it steady. turn it around and quilt again on each side of my seam. Turn it this way so that I could stitch the opposite direction for shifting purposes. Oh good, it's staying still. It's not shifting at all. So this side it's going to have a pocket on the front, which will go into the seam. It'll be a skinny pocket, but that'll be fine. And I need to see where this is going to line up so that I could also do one more stitch across here. So it would be...
Lisa likes Hancock of Paducah. She ordered some Kona solids from them, and she's going to do it again.
Right here.
We've ordered from them before, haven't we?
Hancock's, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I made a line and I'm going to sew above it and below it as if it was my seam. And I'm going to be very mindful of my magnet right here. So I'm going to watch where I'm coming in because I don't want to hit my magnet. So it should go right past it. There we go. So it has a little bump in it, but I don't care. I should have done that before the magnet, but I wasn't thinking. You guys see how I do that? Don't think. All right. There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Everything's sitting good. Next step is to just stitch down the sides of this to hold it in place so that way nothing moves or shifts between all of this, of putting this bag together. So I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch right here. And same with this side. So now I have a slip pocket on the back. The bottom is not sewn yet because I really don't need to, because I'm going to be cutting away the corners anyway. And this one, we're going to add a zipper to. And I am just going to choose as I go today. So I'm going to go in here and find a zipper. I don't like that zipper. Maybe I'll just use these up. Put that in there. Let's do some zipper by the yard. Okay. So I just need an 8-inch about of zipper. Just going to lay this ruler on here. That's not going to work. Where's my scissors? I'm going to grab a zipper head. These are big zippers. These are number 8 zippers, so they're definitely for people who, you know, have bigger fingers to open your bag. I usually use 5s, but we ordered the wrong number, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and slide that there.
Debbie orders rolls of batting from Walmart. Didn't we try and do that before? Didn't they stop?
Yeah, Walmart doesn't sell the rolls of batting anymore.
Yeah, not that we could get unless they just started it. We haven't looked it up in a while, but we haven't been able to do that in a while.
I'm just sealing my zipper closed for now. It's a temporary seal, and then I'm going to cut a piece of this fabric for the inside of the pocket.
Hey, Cecil.
gonna cut an 8-inch strip by 14.5 inches. So we're gonna go up 14.5-ish. So I'm just gonna cut right here. Come up a little bit more and then cut over. Let's see where I am. You guys could see I'm not quite doing accurate measurements today. So I'm just going to line this up right here and go over to 8 inches. And this should be 14.5. I'm not going to really be picky about that one because this is inside of a zipper pocket. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this upside down like this. And I am going to put this on here. Oh, wait, right here. Right side up, right sides together. I'll lay this on here and then fold this up like this. And I'm going to see it's about 2 inches from the bottom when folded up. Yep, that works right there. It's centered between the two sides. I'm going to go ahead and throw a pin right here and a pin up here just to hold it in place. I'm going to go ahead, and this is an 8-inch ruler itself. I'm going to center it in the center of this piece right here. I'm going to make sure that it's center right there with that line. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw 1/2 inch go from here to there. And I kind of want a little bit more than 1/2 inch only because these are size 8 zippers and I'm going to go just a smidge more with my piece.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. So my opening for my zipper is just a smidge bigger than normal. There we go. So instead of a 1/2 inch, I'm going to go between 1/2 and, actually I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch bigger. How's that? That way I don't have to try to keep track of things. All right, and now I'm going to sew all the way around, making a square. Again, this is not the normal size, but my zippers are oversized. Oops, I don't know why I drew that far down. I got to stop it right here. And that's 1 inch this way. I don't know why I went that far down on that side. Because I'm a dummy today.
Oh, no, you're not. Don't say that. I don't like it when you say that.
So normally I wouldn't make my zipper opening this big, but yesterday I completed a client bag, and yeah, the zipper was just so big that the opening needed to be bigger. So it's 1/8 of an inch bigger than my normal opening. All right, so I'm going to remove my pins. Since it's 1/8 of an inch bigger, the center is not going to be the same as it usually is. So it's literally right past 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to use my rotary cutter. I need even sharper. Let's do this one. Just going to cut right here and then make my little corner right to there. Same with the other side. These are kind of curved, but I'm working with the curve, keeping everything straight. All right, up to my stitching, but not my stitching.
Katrina says, sure, you show me how to sew a zipper now. Thank you.
All right, so now I'm going to take this whole piece, I'm going to push it through, and I'm going to take this over to the iron, and I'm going to flatten this whole thing out so that way it's super flat. And I'm kind of making sure that the seam lands right in the center. So let me press this real quick and I'll be right back in the screen in just a minute. This side. Yeah, nice big opening. This is going to help me because I definitely had issues yesterday. Flip it over, roll that. It's the same fabric color, so it shouldn't be, for this one at least. So I'm not really too worried if it didn't super line up. It's definitely a bigger opening than normal though. All right, so I have this nice big opening now. You can see this is a little bit bigger than normal. But I'm telling you, for these bigger size 8 zippers, this little 1/8 of an inch bigger helps. So I'm going to take my zipper. I don't even need double-sided tape for this. These zippers are so thick. I want my zipper to come on my left hand. You know, that's why this is named the right bag, because I said right the whole time during my tutorial. So I named it the right bag because it's the right bag for you, because I couldn't say the right words. Now you can see that my zipper will fit. I'll show you afterwards because you can't see, but I'll come up close. My zipper tab has plenty of room now, so I'm just going to pick this whole thing up, take it over to the sewing machine, and I am going to put a zipper foot on for this one. I totally forgot all about that. I needed the zipper foot when I did this yesterday too. Just takes a second to swap out. Okay. So you guys can see how easy it is to swap the feet out on here. Okay, so I'm going to recenter that and make sure nothing is folded underneath. Everything's nice and lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch 1/8 of an inch around this opening. So I'm going to change my stitch length a little bit. So I'm going to just back stitch and then start going. This is a very big zipper, so there's plenty of room for error. That's how big it is. Nice big zipper. Right there. Turn the whole thing. Again, I didn't even care if my zipper was closed or open. Oops. It'd be nice to have my presser foot down. Sewing down this side now. And only because my little tab hits the thing is the only reason why I'm opening it. One more stitch. Turn. I have to like force it through because this zipper is so thick. Meet up with my original stitching, back stitch, break thread, come back here, snip it away, and now I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch away from that. So you can see it's a nice big zipper. I'll hold it up close in a second so you guys can see. So I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch away from that for my double tack, which I always do. Still using my zipper foot for this. More stitch. make sure my zipper head is not in the way. One more stitch, turn, snip away my starter stitch. Right there, and turn.
Hi, Jill.
Hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and snip this away so that you guys can see all my excess zipper. I'm just folding back and snipping as close as I can to the fabric. That way there's no excess zipper getting into the seam when we close the pocket. All right. So I want you guys to see how big this zipper actually is, and this is why I did such a big opening. You see that thing? This is a size 8, so definitely not. Size 8s are good for like the tops of a bag, but for zipper pockets, definitely on the big side. So you can see having that bigger opening allowed for this very large size 8 zipper head to slide back and forth on that. And then you can see my double stitch all the way around, so you can see there's no lip on the inside. Let's seal this pocket now. This is the pocket that we can seal as of now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my big piece up to it. Let's get rid of the threads that are in there. And I'm going to fold this out of the way, sew across the top, and then sew down both sides by flipping. Oops. Let's change my foot again. I have to switch feet over and over. I don't like sewing my 1/4-inch seam with a zipper foot. I don't know why. It just seems weird to me. Oops. There we go, right there. I'm leaving it out though so that I can use it again. All right, there's the top part. Now fold the side out of the way. And I have an open jean pocket, so I got to watch for that. That'll get sealed when I seal the bag. So I'm just lining this side up, sewing a 1/4-inch seam. And same with this side. And now I should have a finished pocket that has no seam on the bottom. I like doing it that way. All right, so pocket's done. I'm going to seal this right here on this side with an 1/8 of an inch seam. It's just going to keep flapping there.
Jill says that looks like
So,
a cheap jean bag.
There's a little jean pocket right here. I don't know what it could be used for. Maybe a pin or something. I don't know. But
Yes,
and then there's a slip pocket on this side. So let's go ahead and cut out the lining.
Heather says hi.
Hi, Heather. We're going to also make another 8-inch by 14.5-inch cut off of this for the inside of the lining. The lining is going to be this, though. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, oh my goodness. Literally just enough. So I'm going to start by trimming off the selvage. And I'm going to go ahead and cut 8 inches by, I'm going to line this up, 8 by 14.5 now. Yes, iron, I know. Okay. So we're going to go up my shirt. This thing is a little heavy on my shirt, so it keeps bringing it back. We're going to go up to 14.5 inches right here. Trim that. And then all I need to do is take this over 8 inches. This is going to be for my lining. For the inside, the lining zipper pocket. So there's that. And then this other end piece right here, I'm going to chop that off because I want to have a slip pocket. That's.
Hi, Audrey. Audrey says, good afternoon. Looks like an interesting bag.
It is 10 inches.
And Jill says, your hair is growing super fast.
Yeah, it is. All right, 10 inches right there. So now I have a 20-inch by, we're going to cut this down real quick.
Hi, Della.
Hi, Della. By 7. So 20-inch by 7-inch. We're going to create a totally the different way. I'm just going to split this in half because I want to sew my thing like I usually do. We're going to put this right sides together, and I'm going to sew and make a tube. So I'm going to sew down this side and make a tube.
Hi, Suburban.
So that we have a slip pocket. Hi, Suburban. All right, so 1/4-inch seam. And turn it around. So the opposite side. Should have pressed these, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to turn said pocket out like this. I'm going to take it over to the iron and press it. We also have to cut that lining. The lining is smaller for a reason. It's smaller than the bag, than the outside of the bag, because it's too thick, the outside of the bag. So once you sew it all together, if you make the lining a little bit smaller, like a 1/4-inch smaller, and then sew your seams, what happens is the bag, the inside, seams and all sits in there so wonderfully. I know a lot of bag makers don't do that. They just make it the same size. And I really, really, really don't like that way it fits. I like the way it fits when you make it smaller. So let me go ahead and press this. I'm just making sure that my seam is totally on the top. And this is a tiny bit oversized because I didn't cut my inside yet. This is just a little bit bigger. All right. So we're going to make the inside of the bag 9.5 inches. So I have a nice straight edge there. I'm going to come over 9.5 inches. And that should be the last of this fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the half. I'm literally cutting it so close. Let's push that piece out so I have a nice flat cut. I'm literally using the last of this fabric. Can you see that? I had plenty to go. All right, so now I need it to be 10 and, hold on, I'm thinking 10.5 inches tall, right? I forgot what this was already. That's 11.5. I need it to be 11 inches by 9.5. 9.5 by 11. So I'm going to straighten this up right here on a line. Cut off my selvage, which is totally not in. There we go. Now it is. Come over 10.5 inches. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's a half. Right? Yep. There we go. All right, I'm going to press these because they're so wrinkly. Still wrinkled. All right. Here's for my lining. It's the right size, right?
Anita.
No, it is not. How did that happen? What did I do, guys? I did something bad. Please tell me there's enough. Please tell me there's enough. I cut the wrong number. That's what I get for not putting it on the cutting mat properly. I'm literally cutting to the edge of this. That fold. That is now the right size. Why did I not cut right?
I don't know, but it happens. Everybody makes mistakes. Not a big deal.
Yep, that's okay. This can go for something else. All right, this should be the right size now. Oh, look, and it is. These should be 9.5 by 10.5.
Jill says I was yelling 11 inches, but you didn't hear.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was not counting properly. Okay, so one of these is going to get a zipper. And one of these is the slip pocket. And this slip pocket's just a little bit bigger. Should be 9.5.
Hey, April.
So I'm going to
April
just...
says because you had 10.5 on the brain.
Yeah.
Hi, Vivian.
Yep. All right, here. 9.5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. There we go. All right. I'm going to start with sewing a stitch line 1/8 of an inch away from the edge on this piece first. I'm going to change my stitch length right here along the edge. We're going to put it on one of these, 2 inches up. Is it weird that I remember all of the numbers for everything I make as I'm making? Isn't that so weird?
I don't know. You just got to know
Well,
it's wrong. So maybe you don't want to.
Well, that was the number that was wrong was because I was measuring with the ruler wrong. I remember it because, you guys want to know why? Because I had to edit that video and I had to watch it 35 bazillion times. All right, so I have 2 inches up. I'm going to lay this right here. And we're going to mark the center. Right here. And I'm going to mark a line that goes down like this. And this is going to be a long slip pocket, but I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. All right, half is 3/4 right there. 3/4 inch mark. That's the half mark, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's half, and there's the 3/4. Okay.
Suburban says bazillion is a technical term.
Yeah, for me, everything is a bazillion. Okay, so I'm gonna have long slip pockets here, but again, I don't care. Cut it a little big. Where is 2 pins? I normally don't pin, but I'm already messing up, so I might as well. I'm going to sew down, over, up, back stitch, down, over, and up just to seal the whole thing off. So I'm just literally 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Sewing down to the bottom, 1/8 of an inch from the edge right there. Sewing right along that. I'm going to come to my drawn line, stitch upward. Back stitch at the top. Turn. Take 1 stitch, back stitch again, because you know things go in and out of that pocket. Stitch back down, not on the same line. I'm like right next to it. Kind of looks really cool. 1 more stitch, turn it, go forward and back, and stitch 1/8 of an inch along that bottom edge. Literally like right there along this edge now. And pull my pins out or shoot them across the table, you know. And then I have slip pockets Like this?
Alice says, I wish I messed up like you. It's pretty darn good.
All right, let me grab a tippy tag. I really, really, really need to get some more tags.
You always say that. I tell you we can order them whenever.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to sew my tag on right above the slip pocket. That's pretty much what I do with everything. All right. So this part you guys don't have to do. I do it because I sell my bags. Slide it through. Go down this way.
Bag making connoisseur.
Yeah, now I am. You guys remember in the beginning, I could not make a bag for the life of me. They were always so sloppy. That's okay. I got it down now. All right, so there's that one. This one we're going to put a zipper on, and this I am not going to put a big zipper. I'm going to put the little light blue zipper in this one because I don't want this big, huge, huge zipper in this inside of the bag. I'm telling you, it's just a hassle. And before I spill all these, if I pick it up, I'm going to make sure I seal that. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing as the front zipper. I got my lining right side up, my zipper pocket right side down, and I'm going to center it both sides. It looks pretty center to me. I'm going to draw a marking. This time I don't have to make it bigger than it actually is. We're going to do the first one about 1.25 inches down from the top. I'm going to center it right here. Come a 1/2 inch down from that. Draw my line. And for some strange reason, it looks kind of crooked. Let's lay it right here. Right on that line. Oh, there we go. It just looked crooked, but it really wasn't. I'm gonna put 2 pins to hold this right where it is because I don't want it to move while I'm sewing the darn thing on. All right, so I'm going to sew all the way around my drawn line, making a rectangle.
Love to borrow your creative brain for a bit.
Oh, it would be nice if I had a smaller stitch length.
Maybe you could rent your brain out.
I can loan it out, yeah. You guys gotta return it feeling better than it does right now because my brain is going crazy right now. I'm so tired. Those new sleep meds are really screwing with me because it's making me, not only do I have MS fatigue where I'm just bleh all the time, my body feels like that, but my brain is now so tired that I have to just keep going or else I literally, yeah, I'm struggling. So I definitely need to feel better brain-wise. So if I loan it out, you guys got to give it back feeling a little bit better because I am just so tired. Yep. All right. So let's cut this open and then we're going to do the same procedure. I'm going to cut most of the way with my rotary cutter. It helps me. And then the rest of the way with my little curved scissors because that's what I grabbed today.
Jill says it's a dill, Tiffany.
Okay, we're going to go right here, cut these corners all the way to the stitching, but not the stitching. Just remember that. That's like the biggest thing to remember is to the stitching, but not the stitching. You're not cutting that stitching. You're just cutting to it. All right, so again, I'm going to do the same thing as last time. I'm going to shove this through like this. And then I'm going to press that nice and flat. So I'm going to make sure that that seam lines right on that edge, pressing it nice and flat. It literally should go super easy because this is the inside lining and it doesn't have a bunch of big thick bulk. So it's a lot easier without all that bulk. All right, so here we have a nice flat thing. I can see some of this front fabric from the back side, depending on the angle you look at it, but I don't want to see it like super folded up, like where this is like up here. You don't want to see that. You want it as flat as possible. Let me seal the end of this zipper closed real quick. I'm going to change back out to my zipper foot. Again, this is pretty quick and easy to do.
Hi, Irma.
Just thought I would let you guys know the Juki TL2000 QI is on sale at Sewing Machines Plus right now for $699. So if you want a machine that's almost the one I have, because they're pretty much the same, go down there in the link in the description below. There is a link to Sewing Machines Plus and you can find it there. All right, so I'm going to lay this on here. Actually, maybe I should use some double-sided tape because this is the smaller zipper.
Hi, PP.
Hello, everybody joining in. Double-sided tape.
Make these bags in your sleep.
I probably could.
You find one of the beginning tutorials. The zippers are what get me.
They're not hard, guys. They're not hard at all. All right, so some double-sided tape. If I could find the end. Gonna attach it on here. I really don't need it the whole way. I just need it most of the way, just to keep it nice when I lay it in there. Come on, get on there. Doesn't help that my nails are a little on the long side. All right. I could literally open the drawers under here with my toes.
You're goofball.
It's great. All right. Let's peel this up. Ooh, look at that. I got it this time. Not this one, though. There we go. That in the trash. We're going to make sure that my zipper's on the left. That is why this is the right bag. All right. And I'm going to center this on here just like this. Oops, there's a thread in there. Don't want that stuck in when I'm sewing this down. Nice, nice. That looks nice. That looks clean. Let's take this over and sew it. So 1/8 of an inch all the way around. The only thing I'm going to be mindful of is where my zipper pull is. Thumb sew down, go to the corner, pivot. So I don't know why this zipper foot has been giving me issues for a couple days now. Kind of annoying. Move my zipper head slider out of the way. Oops, one more stitch. Make sure everything's staying flat. Right there. There we go. That's better. Get rid of my starting stitch. Right there. Right up to my start. And then, like always, I always do a second stitch. I don't know why. I just really love that look. Plus, I don't want no lip in the zipper, although this zipper doesn't have much of a lip, but I'm still going to go around it one more time because I like the look. It's clean and it's just nice. It's just 1/8 of an inch away all the way around. One more right there. There, get my starting thread, keep that going, stitch right up to it, and there we have that. Oh, why did I leave this open? I'm not supposed to leave this open, guys. I forgot all about that, because this is how we're going to close the bag. I'm just going to fold it in half, snip this off nice and straight. See if I can get this without making a disaster. I'm going to take this over to the ironing board, and I'm going to press this about 1/4 inch up this way. Same with the bottom one that's connected. But first, let me get rid of these. And on this side as well. All right, so I'm going to go over to the ironing board and just press this back towards here, about 1/4 inch. I totally forgot all about that part. So there's that one. And here is this one. And this is going to allow us to seal the bottom of the bag better. All right, so they're both pressed 1/4 inch back like that. I'm going to go ahead and put these right sides together. I'm going to line up this bottom. Should be equal with the top and everything. And I'm going to go ahead and only sew the top and the 2 sides. Just going to make sure they're nice and lined up because I didn't pre-do that.
Jill says Tiffany's in a zone.
Yes, I am.
Look at that.
And I'm just going to use the zipper foot because it's right here. Although I don't like to, but I am. Back stitching at the end, turn it to this side, fold that out of the way, line it up, 1/4 inch seam, all the way up, and then seal the top. Alrighty, so now I have a zipper pocket with an open bottom. Okay, we need that. That's how this bag is going to get sealed. So now we have all that done. Now we need to take a piece of fabric because we have tons of it, and we're going to cut 4 inch by 5 inch piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4 off of here, just like that. And I am going to fold it in half. This is probably different than the video. And then fold the centers in like this and like that at the ironing board. And then we're going to add a small piece of interfacing to it. That's almost 2 inches by whatever, because cut it in half anyway and add to my pieces. All right, so center right here, center. I'm going to take this piece that I just cut off and I'm going to just lay it in here and then seal this up. folding it in half. So I have a piece that looks like this. The interfacing is on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 2.5 inches. And what we're going to do is we need some D-rings now. So I'm going to grab all the parts I need because I was kind of grabbing as I go. So we need a slider. We need 2 lobster claws. And 2 D-rings. Okay. So we're going to grab these 2 pieces. I still have the zipper foot on. All right. And then I'm going to sew down both sides. I'm going to seal it shut and then sew down this side. And these are going to be our D-ring tabs that we're going to attach to the bag real quick. I think the only thing I probably won't get to in this video is the strap because I'm already into my lunchtime. I'm going to sew down one side, sew down the other, like this, turn them around, sew down the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to insert a D-ring, just like this. And now I have a smaller. On my last video, I made it a lot bigger, but I'm doing everything pretty close lately with this bag because I know where my okayness is without running over the D-ring. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. I'm folding them in half and just stitching them down so that I have my little D-ring tabs. We're going to go ahead and stitch those to one side. It doesn't matter which side of the bag, just as long as they're both equal and both facing inward. So I'm going to just line this up with my tip, which is this bottom corner, right on that stitch line right there, and then push it in about the D-ring tab about 1/2 inch because I don't want to run over it. And then I'm going to stitch this down. An 1/8 inch. And I went back and forth a bazillion times because I don't want it to come undone. So again, I'm going to do this bottom corner on my bottom stitch line, right at the tip, and then my D-ring I want in 1/2 inch. So right there. So let's try not to move or adjust anything. I want it to stay exactly where it is. You can like clip it or something in place if you want, but so there you can see I have my 2 D-ring tabs connected. And now we need another zipper for the top so that we can put this bag together. So I need a 10-inch zipper. Let's cut, what number am I on? 20, let's go to 30. Right here, 10-inch zipper. And then we need a head. Glad I closed that because I just picked it up by the wrong side. We're also going to make 2 tabs. I'm also going to make them in this color. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a 2 1/4 inch-ish piece like this. And let's see, I'm just going to make it a little oversized. So I'm going to cut another one off of here. That way I don't have to worry on my folding and I can just snip away what I want and line it up. So I'm going to go ahead and press these at the iron like this, 1/4 inch in on both ends. And mine are just a little bit oversized. I'm going to cut them to size. It makes it so much easier. So I'm just going to fold that side. 2. And I'm going to fold it in half, lining up my 2 folded seam allowances. So I'm just making mine a little oversized. That should be fine. Scott, you can leave me the tablet and go take a nap. I'll close the door. Oh. All right, so I have them folded up into itself and then folded in half, lining those ends up. I'm going to make these 2 zipper tabs, but first I'm going to connect the zipper. You know what I actually like about these big, huge zippers, the number 8s? The zipper tabs are so easy to put on. They aren't too much of a struggle like they are with the other sizes. Right there.
What size is the struggle?
About 5 and less.
Oh,
those make it harder.
We're going to order number 5, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to open this side now and then stitch it. I just do it by machine. Some people hand sew those together, but the machine is right here. It's on and it's faster. I'm going to start with 1 right here. I'm going to put my end in, put this over it, and I'm going to take it to the machine and sew straight down this, 1/4 inch, I mean 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, and then do 1/8 of an inch from that. Oops. Stay there, Tiffy. And then sew 1/8 of an inch from that, right there. All right, so this is a little oversized, unlike the other bag. All right, and then I want this chopped off about right here. We're going to put this one on right here, like that. And then I'll snip away excess because I made it so big. I'm just aligning it with my bag pretty much. Second stitch. Nicely stitched. That's about perfect. Now I'm just going to cut away all excess. Where's my little, oh, right in front of my face. I'm just going to line this up, cut away excess. So my zipper tabs are on here. And then we're going to center it with this right here and cut away the excess, making it 10 inches. So right there. And right there. And I also need to scissor away the little triangles right here on my D-ring connectors. All right. And I seriously forgot to cut away excess zipper. It helps push the bag out in the corners without all this zipper bulk. And that one's already gone. Okay. All right, let's put the bag together because that's all the parts we need. So first I'm going to take the front of the bag. Any new comments, Scotty? We're gonna.
Nothing since Priscilla left. If you check
All right.
If it's not refreshing.
Zipper to the left side. Because at least
Jill
today
says
I
she's
know
just
my words.
mesmerized by Tiffany whipping this bag together.
All right,
There
so we're
you go.
going
There's
to
your comer.
put some clips to hold this down. I'm actually attaching this to the front of the bag, which would have the zipper pocket. So I'm just putting my clips on here, lining
Here's a
everything
question.
up.
Mary wants to know how to order something from you.
Well, you can contact me on any one of my social media. All right, we're going to take this slip pocket piece for the lining. And I totally forgot. I'll cut those away in a second. And I am going to center it on here. There's a 1/4 inch on each side missing. So I'm just going to center it on here. And then I'm going to remove my clips and place this on here, just like this. Remember, the zipper is face down. And 2 closes the left. The left is the closed side. And now I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch. These are such big zippers that my 1/4 inch is like the perfect size. So we're going to 1/4 inch seam all the way down this. I'm going to fill for my zipper head because he's kind of big. We're going to go under and slide that out of the way and then continue on.
That says great project.
All right, now I'm going to take this and press this right here like that, folding it over so that you can see both sides. I'm going to fold that over. I'm going to go with the iron real quick and give it a quick press so that it's nice and flat, and then we're going to top stitch that. And then just be mindful of the zipper. All right, I'm going to take this over here and top stitch. Making sure that I'm just stitching 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I'm going to change my stitch length for that. So sewing it together, I have a 2.1 stitch length, but my top stitching is a 3. An 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So it should look like this. And before I go any further, I'm going to chop away 1.5 inches of these corners. I'm just going to do them all individually. Just 1.5 inches. So I'm going to just carefully cut out 1.5 inches out of my corners. Because I totally forgot to do all that, but it doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you do it. And I totally didn't think about this one. This one has that pocket. So it's going to be folded right into the bottom of the bag. Right there. Come on. It's nice when you have little snips. You could just use those right up to that edge. So the corners are cut out now of that. And now I'm going to do the same with my lining. And I didn't get the batting on that because I wasn't paying attention to where it was. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. You can mark it and cut it with scissors if you want, or you can do like me and use the rotary cutter and miss a little corner, which is fine.
Thank you, Darlene. Darlene says your right bag video is the best bag you ever made.
Well, that's what this is, the right bag. Just doing it differently because I'm making it with jean and I'm kind of messing up, but kind of not. I need to cut away this excess batting. This I'm just eyeballing.
Hi, Vicky.
There we go. Ta-da! All right, so my corners are now cut out like that. I'm gonna cut these ones off real quick too.
I craft with love.
I'm gonna stand because it makes it easier. I have more accurate cutting if I stand as opposed to sitting. All right, 1.5 off of that, and now I'm going to cut 1.5 off of this, even through all these layers. So, you know, all these layers require the 60. Right there.
Big dog.
The big dog. There we go. That's great. Turn it. Cutting through all these layers. There's a lot of them. Because there's batting, there's jean, and there's fabric. But look at that. I can do it. All right. All right, here's the bag again. I have my zipper closed because it doesn't really matter at this point whether it's closed or open. You can have it open some, but I'm just pinning for now. So I'm going to take my rear of my bag. I'm going to lay that on top, and I'm going to clip it into place. Everything's nice and lined up with the zipper. Add a couple more clips. There we go. Like that. I'm going to turn the whole thing over, exposing my lining. I'm going to take my other lining piece, and my zipper's open. It could stay open for now. I'm going to line that up. Again, I have a 1/4 inch on each side. Just like this. I'm just pinning, taking my pins out and putting them on. Just like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and sew my 1/4 inch seam across the top of this. And I'm going to feel for my zipper. I don't want to hit it. Now, if you aren't using a really super big zipper, then use your zipper foot, and obviously it's not a 1/4 inch anymore. But this is a very large zipper, so very large zipper, very large seam allowance. All right, same procedure. I'm going to press this out towards this outer piece and then flip it over. Again, with the zipper closed, it makes it easier. And then press this. So now I'm going to go to the iron and just give it a slight press, making sure it's all flat, and then we're going to top stitch that. And then
Very thick.
the what?
It does look very thick.
Yeah. Okay, I'm turning it over so that I can press it inside. And then I'm going to top stitch. Across this, 1/8 of an inch from the edge. I'm going to re-put my machine at 3. Everything's nice and flat. My D-ring is out of the way. I don't want to hit that because it is at the top of the bag, so you want to make sure it's out of the way. So there is a top stitch across that and that. So there is the bag. Now all we need to do is we're going to start by making sure the zipper is open. Okay, but I'm not going to open it completely all the way because it's a big head and I don't want the zipper head getting in the way. Next thing, we're going to take this side of the bag, right sides together with the other outside of the bag, letting the lining fall with the lining. And you can see my batting is kind of just falling. That's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by clipping this part of the bag down here at the bottom. So we're going to clip all the jean part. I'm going to line up my seams right here. Line up perfectly. Line up my seam right here. And I can't really see where that one lines up because there's a D-ring tab in the way. Right there, come on, get back on there. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. Mainly my stitch lines are what I'm lining up because my D-ring tab is in the way of getting my seams. But it should line up because it's exactly the same on both sides. I'll clip the bottom. And this is going to be a thick sew, so make sure you have a jean needle or something for when you use jean. All right, and then we're going to turn this around. I'm going to push my tabs in towards the lining, and I'm going to line them up, and I'm going to put a clip on it, just like that. I'll line the lining and just start putting clips on it. I'm going to do the same on this side. Push the tab in towards the lining. I'm going to line them up. Get it on there. Line up these down here. Just like that. And then right here at my beginning, I'm going to start a little bit in because it's going to be a thicker pool, but I still want to at least fit my hand in there. So I'm just going to stitch right here at the edge and right here at the come from over here, 1/4 of an inch all the way until I get to where my lining and my bag, outside the bag meet. And then I'm going to veer towards the outside of the bag after I hit this top right here at that top stitching. Then when I veer towards this outside, I'm going to stitch another same 1/4 inch the rest of the way around, and then veer in towards, and again, 1/4 inch. So let's sew it together, and I will deal with the strap later, but you guys at least get the bag, get to see the bag today. So I'm going to back stitch right here, right off the edge, turn, line up the other side, 1/4 inch seam. Here we go. All the way up to the top, making sure that everything stays down, going right to, and then pivoting. Now I'm sewing 1/4 inch up here at the jean, and I'm being very leery of my D-rings because they are very small now. I'm kind of stitching on them. 1/4 inch all the way around now. Double stitching at that end, pivoting, stitch, 1/4 inch. My machine should do it. It's a Juki. Back stitching, turn it, 1/4 inch on this end, back stitch. You can really hear that. We're coming up to my D-ring. I got to make sure completely out of the way. This one kind of feels close, but I shouldn't run over it. Right there. Coming up to my stitching. Right here. Now I'm going to pivot and come down. And then now 1/4 inch. And then I'm just going to stitch into this end right here just a little bit because I want to be able to stick my hand through there. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open these up. I did have that zipper open, didn't I? Always got to double check. It's such a big zipper, I could open it if it wasn't. It's open. I'm going to open these up now. And I'm just going to box my corners. I'm just going to do this without clipping 1/4-inch seam. I'm nesting up the seam right there in the middle.
Other interfacings work?
Yes, other ones will work.
Darlene doesn't have your interfaces, but she has others. So
Yeah.
they should work.
It should work, yes. All right, so I'm just gonna nest these 2 pieces. I'm gonna slide this side under the machine now. 1/4-inch seam. All right. That's where that knee lift comes in handy, because I needed both my fingers, because I chose to sew without my clips. All right, so that's boxed cornered. And then remember, this also has that front, so you want to make sure that you're opening the correct sides. I could stick my hand through there, but I know that I am. I don't know if newbies to this know if they are sewing the correct sides. Okay, this is going to be such a thick seam right here. This is 1, 2. This is the side that pocket is on. This could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, almost 8 layers, I think, of jean. But I know it can do it. Okay, I'm going to hold this nice and flat. I'm going to 1/4-inch seam this thing.
Hi, Chris. Enjoying all your lovely videos.
All right, here we go. I'm literally sewing through like 8 layers of jean here, guys. So this is such a great machine. I love it. All right, there's one box corner. Let's do the other. This side isn't as many because there's not a pocket on this side, but that side had that pocket, so it had that layer of pocket. All right, one side, other side. Stay. And 1/4-inch seam. Lots of back stitching. So you can hear that side didn't struggle as much. Now, here's the part that everyone likes to see. I'm gonna make sure that's all good. That's all good. I don't have to trim anything away. Maybe just a little bit right here. Just where I kind of like did my veer over that little piece. All right. Let's see if we could fit this jean. Yesterday I did vinyl. Let's see if this jean could fit through the hole. I have small hands, so I leave small holes. But you can leave the whole bottom open if you wanted, honestly, because we're sealing the bag through the pocket anyway.
It should work.
All right. Here we go. The birth of my awesome The Right Bag.
The jean right bag.
The jean version. Oh yeah, it goes through nicely.
Phil said drum roll.
And like I said, I'll do the strap later, and I'll take pictures so you guys can see. All right, I'm gonna stick my hand in there now. Start pushing everything out. Oh, this is gonna be so awesome. I love this already. I love that I left that pocket on there from the jeans. It was like one of those, like, what are they called? Hammer pockets or whatever on the side. What is that called? The kind of jeans that they sell with all the pockets and stuff where you can put your hammer and stuff on the little hoop and stuff. I have the hook. Yeah, I saved that. All right, now I'm going to push my corners out. They'll go the rest of the way out once I push the lining in.
I was just calling carpenter's jeans.
Yeah, carpenter's jeans. Oh, that didn't line up where it was supposed to. Cargo pockets. Yeah. All right, I'm going to push my lining in.
Yep, Heather, that's what I said, carpenter jeans.
Pop those. Yep, that's good. That's good. Oh, this is adorable. All right, let's pop these out right here.
Hi, Wanda. Wanda says, nice bag. Jill says, super cute.
It's not popping out like I had hoped. I should have went a little bit bigger, but that's
That's
okay.
why you got the shank.
Okay, this side did not line up.
Don't mess with the quilter. They have quilting shanks.
Well, this is a funky bag because it didn't line up and I'm not taking it apart.
It didn't line up.
The side right here, the whole top is off.
Oh.
So I can't even pop it out.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I am not taking it apart though, guys. That's a lot of seam ripping. So I'm just going to push it out as best as possible and it'll just be a little boo-boo. All right. There that is. Now I just need to put my hand in the zipper pocket, pull the lining out. I'm not fixing this bag either, just saying it one more time. And I'm going to seal the inside of the bag now because everything fits perfectly. If I could find it, I did it kind of close this time, so just come right here and stitch a 1/4 inch all the way across that bottom, right up to my other. Come on, stay straight. And that side does not have a hole. I'm going to turn it around because for some reason the coming off the edge did not land where I wanted it to. Right there. I'm going to push this back on the inside.
Wanda asked, did you remember to clip your corners? That may be why you had a little trouble.
Yeah.
Clip your corners.
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to seal the pocket and then I'll push everything in. No, I just didn't line it up. That was my issue. I messed up, but that's okay. It's fine.
Vicky said, sure.
All right, so I'm just going to make some. Sealing the pocket now. Making sure it caught on both sides. And it did not. I get so excited at the end that I messed up. Doesn't matter because this is inside of a pocket. Let's trim away all my little threads. As long as the pocket is sealed. All right. I'm going to put it all in. And you can imagine a strap because I'm not doing that right now. Can't believe that end got messed up. Oh, well, it's going to stay because I'm not. Everything's laying flat. The bag closes. It just has a mess up, and I'll just carry this as my personal bag because that is really bad. That really sucks. And what's making it harder is that the zipper tape is right behind that spot. So I'll just carry this as my personal bag because of that. Push this pocket down in. So there we go. A jean version with a slight boo-boo. So the straps will hang off of this. It has a front zipper pocket. It has this little shank pocket. It has a magnetic slip pocket on the back. So the inner lining of that is the accent fabric. And then the inside has a zipper pocket and 2 slip pockets that I'm sticking my hands in.
April says it's gorgeous. Suburban says it's really cute.
And I'll take pictures later when I do a thing, but you can see right here where I did not match my ends. Like, it's ever so off slightly right here from the D-ring. You can see it's about not even a 1/4 inch off. Oops, right there.
Jill says it's a slight boo-boo that only you will know about.
Yeah, so if that would have lined up, this would have came down and it would have been just right. So that's how it's off. These supposed to come right at the same. You know, this one's kind of off too, about 1/8 of an inch.
Phyllis is very functional,
But
cute bag.
it works. It's a bag. So here's the inside. It's hard to show because of the lighting, but it has this jean pocket. Again, this front pocket, rear slip pocket.
Wanda says I wouldn't worry about it. It's adorable. Kim says it's adorable.
And then inside zipper pocket, which has that on the inside. And then the 2 slip pockets on this side. Right there. So you can go all the way down in. So there it is. And then the strap will be, just lined it up perfect inside there, even with that boo-boo here at the top. The strap is going to be this, so it'll hang off like that. And there's my now another bag to add to my bag collection.
Linda says it's just a little signature design. No bags
Yeah.
are the same.
Nope. So there it is. First ever, the right bag with the jean instead of using cotton all the way around. So
Well,
there we
you
have
go.
it.
You've done what? 2, 3 vinyl bags, now 1 jean bag.
Yeah. At least this jean bag worked out. Remember my last disaster? The butt bag over there. It was made with corduroy pants that those fat quarters are in over there.
No, I have no
With the
idea.
tie, it's brown.
That's not jean.
That's corduroy. Same
Okay.
thing.
Well,
All right. So there we have it. I have made this.
Linda says
And now I just need to make the strap,
Teresa says it's cute.
which if I just go ahead right now, while I'm still sitting here, I'm just going to sew real quickly across this corner to corner. Everything else I'll do later because it's all pressing.
Hi, Debbie.
So I'm just going to sew from corner to corner right here. So this is going to be the start of my strap. And then later I'll put it together because I have to cut interfacing and stuff for it. All right. Oops. Let's cut these little ends off. So this will be my strap. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So there we have it.
I bet you're going to make a strap out of jeans.
No, I don't. There's not enough.
Oh.
I'll clean this later. But there we have it.
Does anyone have any questions?
If you want to make this yourself, this is just to show you that you could make it out of anything. Just make sure you line the top up. It was clipped, and then I let the clip go. And when I stuck my finger in to push the D-ring out of the way, because remember I said I felt it, that's probably when I messed it up. That was what happened there. So, yeah. But this time they don't stick out as far, the D-ring tabs, and I kind of like it that way better than the original, but it doesn't matter either way because they go to side like this and the bag hangs. So
They don't stick out very far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I like it with the jean though. This is a cute, actually, you know what could go in the pockets like this for people who are smokers like me? A lighter.
Yep.
That could be the lighter pocket.
That's true.
Yep. So there we have it, guys. I am done for the day though, and I'm going to get off of here so that I can eat and nap because I'm just like super tired. I don't like sleep meds. They're really messing with me. But you guys got to do this today. Don't forget tomorrow is Sew Sunday. So tomorrow we will be, just
Sewing
remind
on
you,
Sunday.
the Sunday sewing will be continuing of these blocks. I'm going to be sewing them together with their cornerstones and putting the quilt top together. It should go together pretty quick. So yeah, that's that. But at least I got something done today. A cute little bag that I can carry. I can swap out my other one for a little while because it needs a break. It's kind of heavy. It's filled with stuff. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like my video, and share with your quilty friends. And if you have anything, you better say it now because Scotty's going to press the X in 3, 2, 1. Bye, everybody.
Bye.